Part 1 of this bill.
I call Chris Tremaine.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Just before starting my speech on the unfair incidence of taxes that the opposition has been raising tonight, just thought I wanted to put on the parliamentary record that those of us on this side of the House have been enduring, what was the 80, 90 decibel levels of, 95 decibel level of Mr Quinn. So I was just before getting to, I was thinking possibly we were going to have to bring in the Department of Occupation, Safety and Health before commencing my speech. But the decibel counter, it was indeed up there. But yeah.
Just on that point, I thought he was going to take another call. Chris Tremaine.
Yeah, Mr Chair, we're talking about Part 1 of the Taxation Annual Rates Budget Measures Bill, and in this part we're talking about the taxation rates which will apply for the coming year. And I've been over on the side of the House listening to the Labor Party talk about the unfair incidence of tax. So I thought I'd stand up, take a brief call on that and talk about the unfair incidence of tax that occurred through the 9 years of the Labor Party. Because if we're talking about people who shouldn't be at the highest marginal tax rates, then I'm thinking about nurses. I'm thinking about policemen. I'm thinking about teachers. I'm thinking about wharfies. I'm thinking about welders. I'm thinking about highly qualified blue-collar workers, right? And what happened over the 9 years of the Labor Party government? Many of those people ended up paying the highest rate of marginal tax. That party over the other side called teachers, welders, wharfies and nurses rich. Now, that's when you start to lose it as a party. They're calling those guys rich pricks. Well, by no way or means were they. That was an unfair incidence of tax. And what we did as a party when we came in, we changed that. So on any level of the marginal or progressive tax rate, people in New Zealand, on their income and earnings, are paying lower tax rates. That is a fact. Let me talk you through that, the particular rates there. So right now, under $14,000, based on this tax bill, you'll pay no more than 10.5 cents in the dollar. That's down from 12.5 cents, a 2% drop in the tax rate. Between $14,000 and $48,000 now, you'll pay no more than 17.5 cents in the dollar. So that's down from 21 cents. That's a big drop to those middle-income earners. And over here, they're arguing the middle-income New Zealanders did not receive decent tax cuts. That is huge. That is massive. There's a massive drop. In fact, the average tax rate, if you take the 10.5% under 14,000 and the 17.5 between 14 and 48,000, means that the average tax rate at that level is even lower than 17.5%. That's absolutely fantastic. Between $48,000 and $70,000, you now only pay 30 cents in the dollar. And that's where many of the people, the nurses, the doctors, the policemen in this country sit in that. And we delivered them a lower tax rate. We don't believe that they are rich. They are hard-working Kiwis who don't deserve to be in the top tax rate, who were put in the top tax rate by the Labor Party, not this party. So I just want people in the higher tax rates, if you're over 70,000, you still pay the highest progressive tax rate in this country. That is down from 38 cents to 33 cents. But the top 13% of people in this country pay 51% of the tax in this country. Now, they should pay a higher tax rate. I've got no problems with that. No problems. But these are often, in many cases, the entrepreneurs, the people invest their own hard-earned capital into businesses that employ other people, that create jobs. And on this side of the House, we're not all about massive, endless rinky-dink schemes created by the government to create jobs. We believe that it is businesses that create jobs, that is people who are prepared to put their money on the line, to mortgage their houses, to invest in their businesses to create jobs, and actually, if they do that and they make a profit, we believe they deserve to keep a fair bit of it. In fact, a lot of it. And I know I'll go back to when my dad was working many years ago, and he came home, and when Muldoon had the tax rates, the highest marginal tax rates, I think it was 66 cents in the dollar. And he said, you know, CJ, it ain't worth working anymore, because every time I earn $1, I only get to keep 30-odd cents of it. So, Mr. Chair, I rest my case in this.
I call the Honourable Sir Roger Douglas.